Grandad wasn't born yesterday, but many moons ago. Grandad is Old Father Time himself. His granddaughter's not interested in his steam train. She'd rather have had an electric train, of course. Patiently, she explains. Look, Grandad, a battery has 2 poles. You've got to generate a circuit between them. Then it dawns on the old man. Let's lay out a railway track, he says, bursting with enthusiasm. From my room to yours, straight through the wall. Because there's no electricity without steam.
So, welcome to the Mistress of Electricity's room. If we'd come here earlier, we wouldn't have been able to solve the puzzle in this room.
Okay.
Because we need that battery sent here. Also, only just brought it up, but that narrator has a great voice.
Yeah, he does.
I wonder who he is. Should probably check out the credits at the end.
Oh.
Now, it's time for everyone's favourite kind of puzzle.
Oh, God.
Okay, so you can see at the end here, this is open because we need to get this through and onto there.
Right.
The solution is to bring it like that, and not do what I just did.
Whoop.
Good news is if you can get an angle like this, just bring it across both types.
Wow.
Nope.
Yeah, you rushed it.
Yeah. It's a lot more tense when you're recording, believe me. Okay.
No, I can't imagine. Like, puzzles like this have always frustrated me. You ever play the Harry Potter games?
No, did they have?
They got something similar. When you have to learn a spell, you have to very carefully trace out a symbol. Your mouse, and I was terrible at that as a kid. So it makes me wonder how bad I would have been at this.
As everyone who's used MS Paint has discovered, the mouse is not a tool for drawing.
No.
So,
No, fair play to computer graphics artists.
speaking of artists, this game looks really, really interesting. You've got kind of this mixture of 3D graphics and these very pastely, like almost watercolor pictures.
Yeah.
I don't know much about art, so I don't know what kind of
No.
style they're going for. But it kind
I
of gives
like
it. It gives you the feel of being in a children's book.
Yeah, I like how the Mistress of Electricity is really kind of young and has children's toys before she grows up and becomes the mistress of strobe lights and raves.
Oh yeah.
Because, you know,
Now,
kids,
if I
kids
rem-
these days.
If I remember, a dick move is incoming, so be prepared. That made me jump out of my chair as a child.
She's like, no, Mr. Clown, why?
Going to spend another 20 minutes on this puzzle, my boy.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh, damn.
Using like an old-fashioned ball mouse just makes this a lot more challenging.
Yeah, I used to like the ball mouses because you could like actually feel the ball of the mouse and like be more precise with it.
Let's see. I think you can put that there, and that completes the circuit, maybe? Or...
Or if it's coming from the purple wire, I'm not sure. I don't have the best angle. Please don't give your children car batteries
No, it's not a good idea.
and wires and those crocodile clips. I remember those from science. Those are
Okay.
painful.
I know, right?
We used to stick like, how many can you fit on your fingers? I don't know. I've lost too much blood.
Fantastic. But before we go and get that one, something more we
Okay.
can... Oh, fine. Be that way.
Did it just make you
My
get it?
cat lives in the house too. A tomcat with a conjuring tail. As soon as I've gone, the cat dances on my enchanter's table. He wreaks havoc with my magic spells and potions, a tomfool of a tomcat. He thinks I can't see him up to his tricks. But I see everything.
Some say I shouldn't make potions out of catnip. Those people are wrong.
Got a very different interpretation of the Master of Chance to me.
Oh, so that is the guy Is that guy narrating the Master of Chance?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
He says on one of the things like, I, the Master of Chance.
Fair.
So that's totes him. Let's go back under the table without interruptions from the blue hand, which didn't help us on this puzzle.
Ha.
There you go.
Do choke the clown.
That's the most important thing to do. The other thing we can do is we can do that to make that spin round. To kind of demonstrate how a circuit works.
I'm learning.
You are learning. Now, let's see. I think there's some other places we can go.
Okay.
Need to find a page of the book, if possible. Ah, hello. Is that there? Oh, the painting watches you in the background. That's kind of creepy.
Play with us, Mike, forever and ever. Boring, trapped in a painting.
Hello?
The Mistress of Electricity still lives at home with her mum and dad, and the atmosphere often crackles. Voltage runs high when you're the daughter of a mistress, the Mistress of Light. Her mum's mad about the cat. The Mistress of Electricity can't understand why. Not long ago, the cat knocked her pot of fireflies off the windowsill. By accident. She had to catch the flies before the bat gobbled them up. Who on earth has a bat for a pet? Her mother, of course. Typical.
Well, surely the fireflies were for the bat anyway.
Ta-da!
Gotta feed your bats.
Now, a really cool thing about this room is it's either dark or light depending on what time of day you've got your system clock set to.
Wow. Okay.
Trying to grab that fish. I've never been able to do it. Well, I've been able to do it as a kid, but like in the past couple of days I've been trying this and just failing over and over again.
When does he jump?
Randomly.
I think you'll have to hold down your grab. Because it looked like it moved and then you let go. Go on, fish.
Come on.
Jump, fish. Wow.
Nah, holding down your grab does nothing.
Oh well.
Anyway, we've got some puzzles to solve.
Ooh, I like these ones. No? Yes? Ah.
Now, kind of a cool thing about this room is that you've got pictures of all the masters of the elements on the walls,
Yeah.
and if you click on them, it tells you a bit of information about it. Unfortunately, these audio files are a bit crackly whenever I've tried it previously,
Right.
so I'll just get the raw files and edit them over if they're not working this time.
The Master of Gravity, a jolly fat man, usually has both feet on the ground, but not always. If he turns off the gravitational pull, he floats. The Master of Time is the oldest and wisest, but not always the most patient, even though he's got all the time in the world. The sun rises, the sun sets. One day follows another. It's his job to make sure time runs smoothly.
Our next important thing to do is pick these up. Look at that painting, because you can see there is a painting that's only visible through the lens of the light. There's a little sun there, which you can't
I
see
see.
otherwise.
Yeah.
Colour filters.
Yeah.
So, the other important thing we've done is we've blocked that out the way. So, let's go over there. And that is not working.
Wake him up.
Let's see. We click on... It's the Master of Warmth, I think.
Ah.
The Master of Warmth loves cooking, roasting, and baking. He can be as cold as ice and as silent as snow.
I think I saw him in Spain. Or like 50 guys that look just like him.
No, he's multiplying.
It's the god
The
of
Mistress of
tourism.
Electricity gets a kick out of seeing sparks fly. The youngest of all the masters, she's a real live wire. Catty? Never. She hates the things.
Had to get some puns in there somewhere.
Shocking.
I know, right? Touche, touche.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, oh, no, maybe. Yeah. No, that's all lined up. Maybe it's the last one that's not lined up.
I tried adjusting it earlier, but
There you go.
it's very specific. Oh, I have a fish now. Oh, well, gotcha.
Wow. You just went ahead and caught it. Sure.
Sure. I think he jumps onto the floor sometimes, and
Master of Warmth, can we get a skillet over here? Got a fish.
for some reason the ball follows it.
That's stripy.
Oh well, back to your bowl. We
Oh.
do not condone animal cruelty, which is why we dropped a fish on the floor. Now, there are 2 puzzles you can get here, depending on whether it's day or night. When we next do this, I'm going to set the system clock to night, so that I can show you what happens there.
There.
But right now,
Find the sleepy one.
there is a bat in here, which we need to
It'll
find.
be on the ceiling then. Yeah.
Yep.
Where'd he go?
Now, this puzzle is, quite frankly, horrifying. Drags your mouse away, and if he touches any of the windows, you're doing this all over again.
Wow, that sounds... Oh, no. Page?
Nope. So, you could keep track of windows for me so I can know when to go left. That would be lovely.
Okay, I'll need to count again then.
It's really challenging for a kid's game. It's
It's like there's no instructions or anything.
no, a lot of it is just
Right.
lateral thinking and
Where the devil is the bat?
you get a couple of
There-
clues from
there
the
he is.
pages of the books. Hello.
There he is. He's done a runner.
He can go off screen, which is a slight problem. Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11,
Yeah.
13, 14, 15, 16.
Gotcha.
Da 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 da.
Not so long ago, my foolish cat chased his conjuring tail. He bit it, and in a flash turned into a kite. A kite with a long, long tail. Kitty bit his long kite tail, and in a trice he was back to his old self. He'd conjured himself back to a cat.
Okay. Oh, we got a lot of clovers. Cool.
We have. So right now, I think it's probably best if we do actually go back to the gravity room.
Okay.
Go to the stage. Go through the egg.
Right.
Ah, missed the text.
Don't forget, this is all about the cat. Where can he be? Maybe he's got stuck up a tree. Who's going to go and see?
This cat seems
I'll
pretty
go, says the
self-sufficient.
master of gravity. I'll fly up. No, calls his brother. I want to fly. I've just got a new hot air balloon.
I feel sorry for anyone who's living in this land. All the elements have just been thrown off because they all went hunting for a cat.
Huh. I thought they couldn't remember their jobs or
They
had their
can't.
powers.
They're
But
that bad at this.
aren't we meant to be finding rings as well?
No, we're meant to be finding the cat. Because that leads to nothing but good things.
This seems like a very self-sufficient cat. I don't know why it needs to be found. Ah! Welcome to my dungeon!
Have a free clover.
Awesome. Come on, cat. That ball again.
The bowl is everywhere, it's in every level. Now this puzzle. Every time the wind blows, your match just gets knocked out. If you move the mouse too quickly, it goes out.
Wow.
So you need to kind of get across to here where it's blocked from the wind.
And light the stove. Wow.
Sometimes
Your
the
glove
wind,
is a wuss.
sometimes the wind blows extremely quickly, and other times it just doesn't really happen.
Go for it, go for it, go for it.
Don't move too quickly. There we Still burned ourselves. To get a clover in this room, you can also light the match.
Wow.
There. Okay, now we gotta do the most important thing of all. We gotta make pancakes.
Of course.
It's an interesting noise, that.
It's a glove, man. It's a magic glove that has no reason for existing.
It's a very squeaky glove, and that's how it communicates.
Yeah.
Don't don't think it can get any darker, so at this point we kind of like shuffle and boing.
Nice. That's cool. That's not a very appetizing looking pancake.
It isn't really, is it?
No.
Hope
I
we
think the
haven't,
pan needs a clean.
hope we haven't burnt it. Nope.
If you're... Oh no, that's fine.
It was a Tasmanian devil all along, Sam.
What did he turn it into?
Something much better than I can make.
Wow. There wants another one.
Well, screw him. Okay, now he's going to help us out. So, what we need to do is you've got to take the ring and use it to use the hot air balloon
Uh-huh.
to guide him to a page at the top of the room.
I see.
It's not as bad as the puzzles in Myst or anything silly like that,
Yeah.
but a couple of these puzzles are a bit out there.
Come
Also-
back to me!
He can also go off screen and you kind of just have to wait for him. The good news is he's quite easy to guide. It's just kind of moving him from left to right when he's too close to the edge of the screen. There we go.
Great game, thought Kitty, and he bit his tail again. This time he became a ball. But a ball doesn't have a tail. How can Kitty conjure himself back? Without a conjuring tail, he's stuck, doomed forever to be a ball. Only you, dear visitor to our castle of infinity, only you can break the spell.
So that's why the cat goes after the fish and other things.
I see, it's a cat. Okay.
So right now
We
we...
play basketball with it.
Yeah. I'm sure cats love being used as basketballs.
Yeah. Why not?
Now at this point we've almost beaten the game, so
Hey.
go us. There's just one slight problem.
We're so good at this. Wait, what? There's no problem.
The slight problem is we have to wait for this freaking plant to grow.
Oh.
I can't find any controls on this virtual machine to send us back to the desktop to change the system clock. And you have to do it while in game to make it grow quicker.
I see.
So we're going to have to leave the game running for a bit.
How long? Like another half hour?
Yes. See you all.
Oh, bravo, masters of the elements.
You might know the solutions to our puzzles, but what if we just put a waiting game in front of you?
You know those games that are like, they boast like 10 hours of gameplay now? Is this how they boosted the numbers? It's just like, yeah, we got a solid 2 hours of gameplay. You physically cannot finish the game without 2 hours of gameplay.
It's just a fascinating level of...
I like how it's growing in real time.
It is growing. The only way to make it grow quicker is really to adjust the system clock, as far as I can tell. I think the manual actually mentions that if you don't want to bother playing the game at 1 o'clock in the morning to get the Mistress of Light's room at night time.
Wow. Hey kids, want to mess around with your parents' computer? Just change the clock. It won't make them late for work at all. So you can get clovers.
Just look at it grow.